The chapter manages to give an overview over Norse mythology of the creation of the world we live in today and how it will one day end. These questions are generally cornerstones in every religion, and it is interesting to see how similar some of these beliefs are to Abrahamic religions. For example, it is believed that the three brothers Odin, Vili, and Ve created the man and the woman from clay that were named Ask and Embla. Anyone else find the resemblance to Adam and Eve? Similar to Muslims, Norsemen also believed that humans were made from clay. They also believe in a great war that will come, Ragnarok, when the suitor with the flaming sword will leave his post in Muspel, when Floki will assemble his monstrous children to fight the gods, and the world will reach the ultimate uproar.
Hello everyone, I am Elvis Pro Quijano de la Cruz, and my part is to give the definition of the characters of the Norse mythology. So the first character is Vidar. Vidar is the Norse of god of vengeance, space, silence, and footwear. He is also the son of Odin and Greyr, half-brother of Thor, Meli, and Baldur Bragi. And he is also the half-uncle of Magni and Modi. So Vidar is also called as a silent god. Although no explanation for this epithet is given, he is said to be the strongest gods after Thor. So next one is Vali. Vali is one of the Norse god of vengeance, and he is attested in the Poetic Edda, the Prose Edda, and the Gesta Danorum. Vali is the son of Odin, and Vali is the Norse god whom we know only from a few scattered passing references in Old Norse literature. Next one is Loki. Loki is considered as a tricker's god, known for being neither fully good nor evil, since his main aim was always to create a chaos, despite his father is one of the member of the Aesir tribe. So the Aesir tribe is the deities, have the deities including Odin, Frigg, Tyr, and Thor. Loki is the god of mischief, and he can also manipulate certain things like his death. And he also has a power of ice like from Luffy. So next one is Bragi. Bragi appears in later sources of god of poetry and eloquence. It is remarkable that the first recorded skald living in the 9th century was also called Bragi. So Bragi was also the god of music for Vikings, and at the same time the god of poetry. He was described as a wise being, particularly creative with words, regardless with whether they were sung or being recited. So the last one is Freya. Freya, or they also call this one Freyja. It is the Norse goddess of love, beauty, fertility, magic, war, and death. She also commands a Valkyrie's female warriors of God. Freya also possesses a chariot pulled by cats and boar, and is also a guardian goddess near in the immortal, resistant of disease and illness. She has a superhuman strength, endurance, durability, and can speak in the languages of the 10 realms. But unlike other guardians, Freyja can wield a very, very powerful magic. So I think that would be all.
I am Ellen Grace G. Florida, and I'm going to share to you the Asgardian gods of Norse mythology. Hello everyone, I am Goddess Frigg, and I am best known as the wife of Odin. I was a ruling member of the Aesir tribe and the queen of all Norse deities. Despite my leading status, my place in Norse mythology remains uncertain. I was rarely discussed in primary sources, and my precise characteristics and personality remain unclear. I held power over many areas of life and was associated with fertility, marriage and the household, love and sexuality, and wisdom and prophecy. And I am going to share to you also the a counterpart of Heimdall, Tyr, and Norse. So Heimdall is a god who keeps watch for invaders and the onset of Ragnarok from his dwelling Hindenburg, where the burning rainbow bridge Bifrost meets the sky. He is attested as possessing foreknowledge and keen senses, particularly eyesight and hearing. The god and his possessions are described in enigmatic manners. For example, Heimdall is gold-toothed, the head is called his sword, and he is the whitest of the gods. Next is Tyr. Tyr, a valorous and powerful member of the Aesir and patron of warriors and mythological heroes. In Norse mythology, which provides most of the surviving narratives about gods among the Germanic people, Tyr sacrifices his hand to the monstrous wolf, Fenrir, who bites it off when he realizes the gods have bound him. Tyr is foretold of being consumed by the similarly monstrous dog Garmir during the events of Ragnarok. And the last is Nord. Nord is a god among the Vanir, Nord father of the goddess Fear and Frigga, by his unnamed sister, was in an ill-fated marriage with the goddess Skau, lives in Noatan, and associated with the sea, seafaring, wind, fishing, wealth, and crop fertility.
I am Odin, king of the gods in Norse mythology. Today, I'm going to share my counterparts, as well as the counterparts of some Asgardian gods, namely Thor, Freyr, and Baldur. My counterpart is, I am the king of Asgard, the realm of the gods. I am the god of wisdom, war, and death. I am the one-eyed old father. I sacrificed my eye in order to see everything that happens in the world.
I am Thor, Norse god of thunder and lightning, the son of Odin. I am the defender of Asgard, realm of the gods, and Midgard, the human realm. I am wielding this powerful hammer called Munir. I am the strongest and fiercest among gods. I am Freyr. You can also call me Frey, a sovereign Vanir god. I am the god of fertility, rain, and sunshine, and the son of the sea god Njord. After the war among Vanir gods and Aesir gods, I live in Asgard as hostage. I am the bearer of the stunning artifacts, a sword that can fight for its own, a horse, and a golden boar. I am Baldur, son of Odin and his wife Freyja, queen of Asgard. I am the god of beauty, light, purity, and joy. Beautiful and just, I was the favorite among gods. I am also knowledgeable in healing herbs and runes, which made me popular among people of Midgard.
In the Slavic creation myths, in the beginning, there was only darkness, inhabited by Rod, and an egg that contained Svarog. The egg cracked open, and Svarog climbed out. The dust from the shuddering eggshell formed the sacred tree, which rose to separate the heavens from the sea and the land. Svarog used gold powder from the underworld, representing fire, to create the world, full of life as well as the sun and the moon. The debris from the bottom of the egg was gathered and shaped to make humans and animals. In different Slavic regions, there are variations of this creation story. They almost always include two deities, one dark and one light, representing the underworld and the heavens. In some tales, life is formed from an egg, and in others, it comes out of the sea or the sky. In further versions of the story, mankind is formed from clay, and as the god of light forms angels, the god of darkness creates demons to provide balance.
I am Laura Duduyan. I will introduce to you the Dietis Slavic mythology. I am Lada, the counterpart of the Scandinavian goddess Freyja and the Greek Aphrodite. I am the goddess of spring and the end of winter, and of human desire and eroticism. I am paired with Ladu, my twin brother, and I am the mother goddess to some Slavic groups. I will introduce to you also the counterpart of Milda and Aegis. Milda is the Lithuanian goddess of love, courting, friendship, and freedom. She is the worst enemy of loneliness, and she is often portrayed as a woman who drives a chariot pulled by doves. She liked to ride naked, causing hearts to flutter, and it is rumored that our glimpse at her delightful vision as it whops down the street and you're mere seconds away from love, romance, smooches, and all the other stuff you've been waiting for. Her name is the nickname of Latvia's Monument of Freedom in Riga. So the last one is Aegis, mother goddess of the Yakut people in Siberia. Aegis was responsible for bringing the soul of a newborn child to its birth. Legend states that she lived in a mountain from which she controlled the fate of humankind. She was said to have a kept golden book in which she recovered each birth.
I am Laima, the goddess of faith from Slavic mythology. I will be sharing to you my counterpart as well as the counterpart of god Ventuvet. I, Laima, also called as Laima Dalia, from Lithuanian lame, happiness, and luck. In Baltic region, the goddess of faith generally associated with the linden tree. I determines the length of fortune of human life. In the course of each life, I helps arrange marriages, oversees weddings, protects pregnant women, and appears at childbirth to pronounce each infant's destiny. Revered as patroness of cows and horses, I decides the lifespan of plants and animals and determines the length of the day. God's Ventuvet is the god of abundance and war, the chief god of Slavic tribe of Terani, and later all the Polabian tribes. This god had 4 heads, a horn, and a sword, and to the deity himself have dedicated a white horse, a saddle, a bit, a flag, and eagles. His name can be translated as Strong Lord or Holy Lord.
I am introducing to you about the counterparts of Svarog, Marzana, and Sauli in Slavic and Norse mythology. First is Svarog. Svarog was a creator god who ruled the sky and fathered the gods of fire and sand. Before retiring to indolence and returning the ruling of the universe over to his two sons. Also, Svarog was apparently a passive sky god, which echoes the fairly widely represented Indo-European tradition, including the Greek god Uranus, who became incapacitated after the world was created. According to writer Mike Dixon Kennedy, There were a number of temples dedicated to Svarog, where armies would lay their standard after battles, and where animals and perhaps humans were sacrificed in Svarog's name. Next is Marzana. The winter goddess Marzana has several guises and multiple names in Slavic mythology, but all of them are evil. She represents the coming of winter and is one of three seasonal sisters representing the cycle of life and death. She is also a fit goddess whose arrival signifies misfortune, and she is a kitchen goddess who creates nightmares and mischievously fiddles with the woman's spinning. Also, Marzana appears as Mora, or destroying fit goddess who rides the night winds and drinks the blood of men. She is the mare in the world nightmare, described as a monstrous hag squatting upon the breast, mute, motionless, and malignant, an incarnation of the evil spirit whose intolerable wit crushes the breath out of the body, according to Macnish 1831. And the last one is the Sauli. Sauli is the sun goddess, who determines the well-being and the regeneration of all life on earth. Sauli the sun rides each day through the sky on a chariot with copper wheels, drawn by horses who neither tire nor rest or nor sweat. Toward evening, Sauli washes the horses in the sea. Sitting on top of a hill, holding the golden reins in her hand, then she goes beyond the silver gates into her castle at the end of the sea. The red ball of the setting sun, one aspect of Sauli, is portrayed in Baltic art offering a falling red apple or a crown. As the full light of the sun, she is also represented by a daisy or a wheel or a rosette.
I am introducing to you about the counterparts of Perun, Dastbog, and Stribog in Slavic and Norse mythology. First is Perun. Perun is the god of the sky, thunder, and war. Perun looks like a warrior with muscles and an impressive copper beard. He may also be carrying a sledgehammer or a bow and arrow. He was Vladimir's favorite and considered to be the most powerful and the highest god in the temple. Most of the statues were made of oak or stone, and in Perun's case, oak was the most common material used to create his statues. Many villages would carve his statue on the most noteworthy oak tree in the area. Next is Dastbog. The name Dastbog literally translates as the giver god. He won the People's Choice Award since he was the one in charge of dishing out the wealth and providing the sun. He's often depicted with a sun halo around his head and a sun orb in his hand. Every day he was born and grew older as the day went. He died with the sunset, only to reborn the next morning with the sunrise. And the last one is Stribog. Stribog is the son of Perun and god of winds, air, and sky. Created from the wind of a swinging hammer, he is a god who is always on the move. He roams in open space and can squeeze into the tiniest of openings. He looks like an old man, often holding a golden bow or hunting horn which he uses to call the wind. This god is slightly antisocial and doesn't usually hang out with other gods. But he comes quickly when needed, despite his age. While he had many great qualities, the people adored him simply because, after each hard winter, he helped bring the spring with a gust of air.